Welcome. Today we're doing a deep dive heading back to late 1800s Russia. We're looking at Ivan Pavlov, a physiologist who was really focused on, well, digestion.
That's right. Straight up digestive science.
But then this kind of accidental observation happened in his lab, and it didn't just change his work. It basically rewrote how we think about learning.
Totally pivoted his entire career.
So how did that happen? How did this detour become so huge? Okay, let's unpack this. So Pavlov and his team, they were doing some pretty serious work, right, with dogs?
Yeah, serious stuff. They actually surgically implanted devices to measure saliva.
Wow, okay. Directly measuring it.
Exactly. All about understanding those, digestive juices when food was presented.
He must have been trying to figure out the specifics of that process.
Pretty much. But what's fascinating here is he noticed something odd, something unexpected.
What was that?
The dogs, they weren't just salivating when they got the food. They started before.
Before? Like, how?
Well, maybe they heard the lab assistant's footsteps coming down the hall. Or maybe just seeing the food bowl was enough to get them drooling.
So they were anticipating it, predicting the meal.
Exactly. It wasn't just a reaction to the food anymore. It was like their brains learned a signal.
And that realization, that must have been the big shift for him, away from pure digestion.
Completely. He realized this was about learning, about association, a whole different ballgame.
That's quite a jump, though. How do you go from noticing that to, like, proving it scientifically? How did he set up an experiment for anticipation?
Well, he designed it quite cleverly. He started with something neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah, a stimulus that meant nothing to the dogs initially, like ringing a bell.
Okay, so a bell rings, dog doesn't care.
Right. Then, immediately after the bell, he'd present the food.
Which naturally makes them salivate.
Precisely. That's the unconditioned stimulus, the food. It causes an automatic, unlearned response.
Got it. Bell, then food, then drool.
And he just kept doing that over and over. Repetition was key. Bell, food,
Yeah.
bell, food.
Here's where it gets really interesting. So after repeating this pairing again and again, what happened? What was the big reveal?
The amazing part was, after enough pairings, he could just ring the bell. And the dog would salivate, even with no food present at all.
Wow. Just the sound.
Just the sound. The bell, that originally neutral thing, had become a conditioned stimulus.
Conditioned meaning learned.
Exactly. It learned to signal food.
Yeah.
And the salivation to the bell alone, that was the conditioned response, a learned behavior.
So the bell goes from meaningless noise to a dinner bell, essentially, in the dog's brain.
You got it.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this was huge. This demonstrated, really for the first time in such a clear way, that learning can happen through association. Linking one stimulus with another, that's classical conditioning.
Before him was learning seen differently. I mean, this seems almost simple in a way. Bell, food, drool.
It does sound simple now, but it challenged a lot of ideas. People often thought of learning as more, conscious,
Deliberate, right.
like figuring things out. Yeah. Pavlov showed that a lot of our behavior, maybe even most of it, isn't driven by conscious thought, but by these automatic links our brain makes, almost invisible connections.
And that opened the door for behaviorism, people like Watson and Skinner.
Absolutely. It laid the foundation. It proved behavior could be conditioned, shaped by experience in this very fundamental way.
And you really do see this stuff everywhere, don't you? Like, you hear a certain song, and boom, you're thinking of someone specific.
Totally. Or the smell of popcorn at the cinema makes you hungry, right? Even if you just ate.
Yeah, definitely. Or how, like, a bad experience somewhere can make you feel anxious just going near that place again. Phobias.
Exactly. That's classical conditioning, too.
Yeah.
A negative association gets formed. We even use the term Pavlovian response just in everyday language now.
Right, like an automatic reaction.
Think about your phone. That buzz or ding, you probably reach for it without even thinking. That little buzz has become a conditioned stimulus. You expect a message, maybe feel a tiny bit of anticipation or even anxiety. That's your brain, conditioned.
Even like brand jingles, making you suddenly want a soda.
Oh, absolutely. Advertisers rely heavily on creating those positive associations. It's Pavlovian principles used in marketing. And it has clinical uses, too, for treating phobias, managing anxiety, understanding addiction triggers. It's really widespread.
So what does this all mean, bringing it back home for everyone listening? It's not just about dogs and bells, is it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It shows this fundamental way our brains work. We're constantly forming these connections, these associations, often totally beneath our conscious awareness. They shape our habits, our fears, our desires.
So much of our daily experience.
Right. And this raises an important question. The next time you hear your phone notification and feel that little pull, that urge to check,
Just notice it. That's a conditioned response playing out in real time. You're not so different from Pavlov's dogs in that moment. Your brain has learned that association. It's happening all the time, constantly shaping how you react to the world around you.